Teasy, Big Propaganda and Wrestling Podcast. Let's go. Big Propaganda and Wrestling Podcast. Teasy, let's get it, y'all. The propaganda, you know, we can make your girl stand up. Listen, it's propaganda now. What's the message? The Wrestling Podcast coming out of Houston, Texas. From our perspective, we tell the truth in everything we say. And if you truly don't like it, just get out our way. What's the meaning of being great? When you listen to us now, when we break it down, our music profound. If you listen to us, every single guest, if you understand, we here to impress. What's the meaning of being us? It's to tell you the truth. Every podcast now, when we bring it to you, on Spotify Live, you can download it now. If you listen to the legends, know we breaking it down. It's the propaganda and wrestling podcast, all spaz. Now listen to the greatest last when we on. It's the propaganda and wrestling podcast. We do it big. Yeah. Propaganda and wrestling podcast. We do it big.
All right, man, we are back. Y'all know what time it is, man. The Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast Network. And today, man, how could I even start this? You know what I'm saying? We're in the presence of royalty.
Yeah.
We're in the presence of big royalty. Queen Sharmell, a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
An actor.
Uh-huh.
What else we got? Miss
Black America.
Miss Black America.
Yeah. We got that too.
Producer. And one of the most important job, mom.
Mom.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's a
definitely.
very
Most
important job right there.
definitely.
Wife.
Wife to the king.
Wife to the king. Man.
What else we got here?
I mean, look, I'm gonna just say this.
Jill of all trades.
I'm gonna just say this. She wear many hats.
Yeah.
That I do.
She wear many hats.
Yes.
And a crown.
Also
And a crown.
And a crown. Also promotion of reality of wrestling, which is one of our faves.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you,
sure.
thank
Each
you.
time.
So, y'all already know who I am, man. Guru Dynamite. Don't watch me. Watch Dynamite TV.
And you already know my name, man. It's the Beige Bomber, the Petty Messiah. Your boy Corey Jarrett in the building.
Hey, man, I am Mikey Man, Store the Facts. I am the wrestling meteorologist. You know, I bring you that wrestling Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night,
What?
Thursday night,
What?
Friday, Saturday night, and Sunday night.
There we go. Yeah. And welcome, Queen. Welcome.
Thank
to
you.
the
Let's clap it up,
Thank
man. Let's
you.
clap it up.
I appreciate y'all.
Oh yeah, we definitely
We appreciate you. We appreciate you, Queen. Thank
So
you
the
for joining us.
first place I want to start off is, how did we get here from the little girl from Gary, Indiana?
Oh, wow.
Because I know all this stuff that has been blessed and bestowed upon you. You probably didn't think it would be this to this extent, but you had an idea of what you wanted to like do as far as like dance. You know, my little nieces, they be wanting to dance. I took them to the rally. Now they talking about getting into wrestling.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah.
like, you know, where do we start?
Well, yeah, like you said, we started in Gary, Indiana, and I just was blessed with amazing parents who told me I could do anything I wanted to do, and I believed them. So that's where it started. Dance, like you mentioned, was my first love, and I never thought I would end up touring the world with James Brown. So I just feel like I have been blessed to be positioned among legends, you know, because he definitely was a living legend, and I was dancing with people who had trained at Dance Theater of Harlem and Alvin Ailey and places like that I didn't have any exposure to. Again, I'm just, this little girl from Gary, Indiana, but God blessed me with a gift, and I said I'm going to make the most out of it. So that's how it all started.
Hey, that's how it is.
Yeah, that James Brown. I need to know, how was that traveling with James Brown? That was, and just hearing the stories of James Brown, it's like, how was that being in his presence?
It was wild. It was wild, but it was absolutely amazing. That's where I really learned all of my professionalism, because he expected, demanded the best. We always teased that we did 2 shows a night because sound check was a full-blown show. And then we had our show, and He was so amazing. He had an incredible ear. I will never forget one time, I'm a background dancer, which by definition means I'm behind him in the background. But I missed a step, and all of a sudden, I'm looking at him up there singing, and he's doing like this while he's singing. And that's telling how much money I'm being fined because I missed a step. And I'm saying to myself, how did you see that I missed a step? And how are you singing your songs and telling me at the same time how much money I'm being fined? He was just incredible. Incredible. Wild. Yeah.
That's wild. That's wild.
So I do want to backtrack to your Miss Black America.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Q, if you got that picture for me.
There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, yo, hey.
The 90s were different.
Hey.
The 90s were different. I missed the 90s. Anyway.
Wow, 20 years old, yeah.
20 years old. So how did that even come about? Like,
Well, I started doing pageants when I was 12. So I won the queen of my school, which was Douglas Elementary School. And it's just something I always enjoyed because I always looked at pageantry as a competition just between yourself. I know there's other girls in it, but you always try to do better than you did the last time. And I think even at an early age, I was wise enough to know that it's subjective. So just because you don't win one day doesn't mean you're not good, right? It's just that particular judge might like blondes better. That particular judge might like redheads better. That one might like brunettes. You just never know, right? So it was just a competition with myself to see if I can improve my talents and stuff like that. So I have been doing that since 12 years old. And then when I found out about the Miss Black America pageant, here's the really cool story about that for me. Is that the Miss Black America pageant started out as a protest movement because Black women were not allowed to enter the Miss America pageant. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was rule number 7 was that you had to be a Caucasian American to enter the pageant. So the very first pageant, Miss America was always held in on the board, like right on the boardwalk in Jersey, and in Atlantic City. And the contestants in the Miss Black America pageant actually marched down the boardwalk in protest and then held the pageant at like a little smaller place across the street from where the Miss America pageant was held. And this year was this past year was the 50th anniversary of that. And they brought in all the former Miss Black Americas and we recreated that march down the boardwalk and then held the pageant later on that night. So it means something to me, just to let us know we're smart, we're beautiful, we're worthy, we're talented. Absolutely. And I think that's important. So, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's cool.
See, you had the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast. You get a history lesson, too.
That's cool. Yeah. I like that.
So, the transition. I do have another picture. Q, can you show this picture? So
yes, the swimsuit competition. I won best figure, too.
Hey, look.
Now, y'all keep going.
Booker's watching, so
respectfully.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Respectfully. Respectfully. We're not I'm not trying to get the only reason why I put it up there is I just want to know, like, in that time period, what did that mean for you? Just being out there with other beautiful Black women as well and being just strong and in that presence at the time. Yeah,
to me, it was a celebration. Because I love that we come in all shades and shapes and, sizes. And just to be, I've always been that person. I've always celebrated women. I've always wanted all of us to win. So to be among so many like-minded, beautiful, intelligent, talented women, I just thought, hey, I've already won, just to be in everybody's presence. It was an amazing experience.
So. Cool. So how did you feel as far as playing yourself in a movie?
That was surreal. It really was. It was surreal. Again, I've had so many incredible experiences, but yes, that was one of the most incredible experiences of my life. To have myself written into a movie. I mean, come on now. And it's a cult classic.
Yes, it is. Because I found myself watching it randomly, yearly at least. Like I could watch that movie. It's just seeing you in the movie and also as WCW was around at the time. It was like it's wild to see all those superstars in a movie like that and having fun at it as well.
And then to portray Storm as a Nitro girl.
Yeah.
Because again, I celebrate women. Those were and are my sisters. They were bridesmaids in our wedding. You know what I mean? So to be able to experience something like that on that grand of a scale. Also, Kimberly Page, who was, head Nitro girl, she asked me to choreograph the movie. So I was able to go out early, work with Rose McGowan, who played the lead Nitro girl in the movie. And again, a little girl from Gary, Indiana, and I'm choreographing and being in and playing myself in a major, it's just, it's unreal.
So do you keep up with the Nitro
still,
girls to this day?
Still to this day.
That's pretty cool.
That's
pretty cool. And I know back in the day when I was a kid watching WCW, and I always thought when I saw the Nitro Girls, I thought it was like the cheerleading of wrestling, I guess, and I thought it was pretty cool. Nobody else really was doing that.
Yeah.
And so of the Nitro Girls, I want to know how you guys started becoming a Nitro Girl. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, well, I always wanted to be on television, and when I was on the tour bus with James Brown, it was a Monday night. And the guys on the tour bus were watching Monday Night Nitro. And I wasn't paying attention to it, but then all of a sudden these dancers came out. I said, wait a minute. Who is that? And the guys were telling me, yeah, these are the Nitro Girls. And so at that point, I think they came out 5 or 6 times a night. So I was glued as we're driving cross country. I was glued to the television on the tour bus. And when I was based in Atlanta at the time, when I got back to Atlanta, I just inquired, who are these girls, And it turns out they were looking for one more dancer. And I'm going to tell you, this is the honest to goodness truth. I claimed it. I said, I don't know how, when, where, or why, but I am going to be a Nitro girl. Wow. And so they had an audition, and it was kind of a closed audition. Some of the more well-known dancers in the industry. I went in and I got it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was there? I'm trying to think. Was there a black girl before you as a Nitro girl?
So that's a crazy story.
Because I was like, like as far as I'm trying to remember. It was like I feel like you were the first one, but I feel like there was one prior to.
So actually, and her name is Teo. Okay. Brilliant, beautiful young lady, and she was a dancer for James Brown. Something happened there, and then I became a dancer for James Brown, and then she became a Nitro girl. And then something happened there. And then I became a Nitro girl. So I'm like, Teo probably hates to see me coming, but Teo, I love you, girl. Yeah.
Because I've been racking my brain. I was like,
her name was Teo.
Okay, that's what.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That threw me through a loop there. So after you did the Nitro girl thing, you transitioned into on-screen talent, manager wise.
Yeah.
Paisley. The artist formerly known as Prince Ikea.
Do we got that cue? Roll it. All right. Put the footage up of her when she was Paisley.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, not that one. Not that one. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. The next picture. There we go.
Paisley, yeah.
And once again, respectfully, that was but no, it was cool to see it because you didn't outside of Sapphire, and I'm feeling like I'm missing another manager, but it was cool to see it on WCW television, a young black woman on TV like that.
Sapphire was at that time was the only
No.
one,
I'm talking about as far as the spectrum of
for sure.
managers. It's just seeing her on a beautiful black woman on TV. It was just
Jackie too.
There we go.
Mm-hmm.
There you
It's
go.
Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie.
It's Jackie. Because I was like, wow, this is. I was stuck.
You were stuck.
As a kid, I was stuck.
You were stuck. I love it.
Like seeing a black woman on TV looking as good as she's looking. I'm like, hey, I like where this is going.
Well, thank you.
So we did just jump to that clip. I do want to just pull up that clip. Pull up the clip, the James Brown clip. Got you, brother.
JB.
That's, man, I already know that was some wild time.
I knew that was y'all. I feel good. I knew that was y'all. So good. So good.
I'm starting to relive.
Get bucket. All right. Put on. Get the on. I know I get you the bone. Put on. Get the on.
I know it's just like so it's almost like how people talk about like
Yes. Yes. No, you're absolutely right. And again, I've been blessed to be around legends. The young lady I'm dancing with is Isaac Hayes' daughter. And she not only is an incredible dancer, but she has an amazing voice, much like her father. So yeah. She serenaded Booker down the aisle at our wedding. She was one of the bridesmaids, so we did something a little non-traditional. I was serenaded, and he was serenaded down the aisle as well.
That's nice.
And so I've just greatness. Maybe I hope it rubs off because I've been around it a lot. So
man, hey, you in a great position in life. A lot of people are not even blessed and fortunate to even be in the shoes or even like get to a point to where they halfway to where you've been.
Yeah.
God is good.
I want to press the rewind button right quick. Spelman.
Yes, yeah.
How was that for you? Because I mean, like I said, you know, a young girl coming from Gary, Indiana, beauty pageants and winning and Spelman and wrestler, like everything. I want to get to, because you got a degree in mathematics, right?
Right.
Okay. How was that? Like how was that?
So, yeah, I mean, Spelman to me was an extension of Gary, Indiana, because, you know, Gary, Indiana, pretty much all black city, Spelman College, you know, one of our greatest HBCUs, along with our Morehouse right across the street. That's where my brother went to school as well. So it was just, while Gary, you know, was pretty much an economically deprived city, I got to see Spelman and Morehouse, a lot of your upper echelon, your black folks with money, you know. I got a glimpse of how everything can be if you just apply yourself. And I, again, was lucky and blessed and all the above because numbers just came easy to me. And still to this day, like, I am a self-proclaimed nerd. I love it. I say it happily. But, like, I do logic problems for fun and just, you know, work number. That's how I relax. So that's what came natural to me. It's just I had a love for entertainment as well. But Spelman did wonders for me, the connections I was able to make, and just to see us, you know, doing great things. Yeah, so it was amazing.
What was one of your favorite college moments that you just stick to you to this day?
Well, one of my favorite, I have two. One didn't even involve me. It involved my older brother. But he, along with some incredible young black men, started the first African fraternity in the country, and it was called KMT, KMT. And just to see that give rise to, you know, standing alongside the Divine Nine. I'm an AKA, but to see that standing alongside the Greek fraternities, and they were really just deeply rooted in history and, you know, coming from the greatness of Africa and things like that. So seeing that come to fruition was one. And then another was me being first attendant to Miss Maroon and White, which is Miss Morehouse. So I won that. Now, truth be told, I was first attendant and I was a little hot about it that I didn't win. And then that's why that summer I got into the Miss Black America pageant. So I came back my senior year as Miss Black America.
Yeah, okay.
Real quick. I
I was like,
They always say you have a little bit of failure before you train up for
That's
success.
right. But, you know, never quit, right? Never quit. So, yeah.
Especially never give up on yourself. Never give up on yourself.
Yeah, yep.
So, did want to jump into another part of your Paisley transition. How was it being with Kiwi? Yeah. How was that whole experience? Because he looks like a fun guy on camera, and I'm pretty sure off camera you guys have crazy stories and incredible stories.
It was, it was so much fun because you got to just be silly. A lot of my life prior to that was very, very serious. Obviously, a degree in math, you have to be, serious. You know what I'm saying? James Brown, even though we have fun, he was serious about his business. And again, I love and appreciate him for that. But being with Kwee, tangoing down the aisle, and, all the glitter and all of that kind of stuff, just fun. So I got a chance to just relax, breathe, take it all in, and have fun.
And that time frame even outside of that, outside of your management, that time in WCW that you spent, how was that for you? It's like, was it, of course, like you learning the business and everything like that, but just how was it for you? Because I know the transition from dancing with James Brown to the wrestling business was a drastic jump.
It really was, but I was fulfilling one of my lifetime dreams because I always said I wanted to be on TV. I wanted to entertain. I didn't really know how. I never was like, I want to be an actress or I want to be this, that, or the other. I just knew I wanted to be on TV entertaining some kind of way. Never in a million years dreamed it would be wrestling, but I'm so thankful for it. Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm so thankful for it. And of course, now I love it because that's our life. Yeah. Even now, me and Booker still, we train the next generation, but that really was a very, very special time for me. Yeah.
So I'm going to jump off of WCW. How was the transitioning going to WWE?
That was a little bit stressful because, we're in Panama City and we're getting the news real time that WCW is bought out, right? Oh, okay. And we don't know who they're keeping, who they're not going to keep. That was a very stressful time. I just remember calling Johnny Ace, Bruce Pritchard. I'm like, hey, do you have anything for me? I kept calling Bruce Pritchard. I think Bruce got sick of me. And finally he was like, okay, just, and I
persistence.
And, seriously. And I ended up in OVW. And that was a bit uncomfortable in the sense that wrestling was never my thing. Right. But I tried it, blew my knee out, let them know, hey, I can still talk on this microphone. Right. Yeah. Give me a shot. Right. That's all you can do. All you can do is ask. And whenever I get a shot, I try to make the most out of it. So I went from backstage interviewer to valet to, the Booker's real wife, however you want to call it. But then eventually we did the king and queen thing and it stuck. So like you said, persistence, even though it was a trying time, I believed in myself. I said, I'm made for this. I'm built for this. Let's go.
How was it like for us? Like, well, I know you've been traveling like with James Brown and stuff like that, but how was that WWE travel like? Because I know some guys say they be gone like
300 some days out the year, something close to that number.
Well,
like that.
Yes, and that's true. But to be quite honest, to me, it was almost like vacation because the James Brown schedule was even harder.
Intense.
It was even more intense. And one of the reasons for that is because when I was touring with James Brown, he didn't belong to a label. So he made his own tour dates. So we might be in New York on Monday and have to be in LA on Thursday. So you're literally taking a bus across country to get on stage to hop back. There wasn't, how like we do in wrestling, we'll do Houston, then Austin, then Dallas, then it's in the area. We were never in the area, and then let's not even talk about overseas. So with James Brown, I've been more places overseas than I have in any of my time in professional wrestling. But to their point, in professional wrestling, I wasn't bumping on a mat. You understand what I'm saying? So it is really, really tough. I mean, I have so much respect for the guys that went through that. That's one of the things with Booker, even at WWE. It was part of my job to drive, after the show, because I want him to rest as much as he can. Because he, as well as, all the rest of them, they left it all out there in the middle of the ring. And that's not an easy job. You know, people sitting on the couch and watch and think they can get up and do that. Nope, you can't.
I gave it a shot.
Yeah, you're like, no, you can't.
I gave it a shot, and I know I'm athletic, but it's the bump. It's really the bump.
Exactly.
It takes
Just
a
gonna
toll.
stick to podcasting.
Definitely takes a toll.
You're going to stick to podcasting?
Look, I stick to watching, and I'd be like, look, I wish I could do that. And I wish I could do it, man. I just
It
know.
takes a
So
lot.
I do want to transition to another picture. Q, roll that picture. Get that picture for me. And it is
Like,
the man of your life.
Yes, my baby. Yeah.
How did y'all just actually meet? To be honest, like beside the outside WWE, because it's like outside the WCW part of it, because y'all could just be going pass and cross and never even talk to each other.
Yeah, because we both were in Atlanta apparently at the same time, but I didn't watch wrestling. I didn't get hooked on it until I got hired. Part of my job when I got hired as a Nitro Girl was to sit at home for 2 months and watch the show. So that's what I had to do 2 months before I debuted. And when I started watching it, I was like, wait a minute. How have I not seen this? You know what I mean? I was hooked instantly. But if memory serves me correctly, Booker was injured. So he wasn't on air during that 2 months when I was hired and at home watching. So I didn't even know who he was. So I didn't even meet him until he came back from whatever injury that was, and I was already a Nitro Girl. Yeah, so, but I'm really surprised our paths never crossed before in Atlanta, because it's smaller than you think.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
that's why. But yeah. So the first time y'all met, how was that? Like, how is it like? Especially the personality he has. How is it like seeing him and meeting him for the very first time?
Well, it's funny because Booker, when I first met him, and he's still like this until you get to know him, right? When you really know him, he is the silliest person on the face of the earth. But he has always been all business. Now, back then, we didn't have a dress code, but Booker was always in a suit and a tie, and, all the other guys would be in sweatpants, T-shirts, whatever. I didn't know what to make of him because he barely talked. He would come in, do his job, and then he would leave. So I didn't really start to get to know him until Ready to Rumble, when we were all stuck around each other for 2-3 months filming, a TV show. And, I've told this story before, but it's so funny. It's the honest to goodness truth. I happened to walk past, he drove past when I was outside walking, and he was blasting Tupac. And I was like, this man in a suit and tie listens to Tupac? So I slowly but surely got to know things about him, but he's always been very business and very, very quiet. Now you can't get him to shut up and talk so much, and I love it, but yeah.
So y'all on air role, that time period, how was that for you?
That was amazing. Are you kidding me?
I was like, how much? I know how much.
How much?
How much
Oh my
fun was that
gosh.
for
That
y'all?
was an amazing time to be a kid watching this on TV.
And and that's where people get a glimpse of Booker's silliness, because a lot of people didn't believe he was silly, but like it was just golden is all I can say, because he really is my best friend, and we actually like each other. You know what I mean? Like, we like each other as human beings. And so I think that just translates naturally on air. It was an on-air chemistry you can't fake,
No, not at all. So, and I've been around you guys a lot recently too, and I can just tell that it's like
genuine.
genuine.
Yeah.
That's genuine right there. We've seen how y'all interact with each other recently. It is genuine.
He come out the back. Where my queen at? Where my queen at?
Yep, that's right, and that's my king. Absolutely.
Make sure you're taken care of, and
Yes.
that's what he's supposed to do. So I commend both of y'all for doing that, especially at that time frame where we didn't have we did have couples in wrestling at that time, but we didn't see it on screen.
Yeah.
And for y'all to be kings and queen, a king and a queen on there, it's good to see especially for black kids growing
Absolutely.
up. So
We didn't see that.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, we didn't see that. So, yeah.
I greatly I've always appreciated that. That King Booker still is top 5 for me. So.
Awesome.
And he never goes away on that.
Yeah,
He'll never go
yeah.
away.
Go ahead.
Well, I wanted to ask this because I knew that picture was coming up, and I actually talked to my wife about that picture, and I was like, I got to ask this question. So speaking of king and queens, y'all two, can you give me a little bit of the recipe, if you will, of how a long-lasting marriage like y'all's have come together and continue to grow for the younger people out there who are in that situation to keep something everlasting going?
Yeah, well, I think first and foremost, you have to respect each other. Okay, make sure you respect each other, and then you honestly have to be friends. You have to like each other, because if you are stuck together and you can't stand each other, we have a problem, right? So you have to work on that. Give yourself and each other some grace, because nobody's perfect, but just go into each and every morning thinking, how can I make this person and myself happy? Make sure you move in a way that you know is going to make that person and yourself happy. So again, that's being respectful. That's being kind, that's being a friend. And, it's really difficult because we're almost like in a fishbowl, and especially Booker, because, right, he's super famous, right?
Yeah.
So, we have to keep our lives private in so many ways. But you guys know, because you see us out and about, we're real down to earth, we're real humble, because both of us know anything we have can be taken away in a moment.
Yeah.
So we're not going to act all, uppity and all that other kind of stuff. We're just real.
Yeah.
And I think that's what keeps us, and we understand that, we also live a life of service. Y'all see how much we give back to our students. You know what I mean? And so it just, we have a common mindset, a common goal. And that always helps, just trying to be on one accord. Now, I know that was a whole lot.
It was.
No.
I need it all.
Yeah,
I need it all.
We need it
I
all.
needed it myself. I've been. This is my best friend. He's been knowing me and my wife been together since high school.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's 21 years now.
Yeah.
And you
So-
grow and you change since high school, right?
Yes,
But you still have to.
gotta keep. You still gotta keep it.
Congratulations on that. You got to keep it fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So especially with a baby boy now and everything.
Right.
So got to keep it fresh. Make sure everything is on one accord. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I do
absolutely.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I had the couch like, wait a minute, 21. I was like, wait a minute, I have been out of school 15 years now, so okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
Since 16,
That's awesome.
man. So yeah.
That is awesome.
I like how y'all making my job easier today. Roll the next picture, Q. Family life.
Yay!
There
The twins. Yeah.
The twins.
we go. We always see Mama. We see Mama all the time.
Yeah, she is such a
Always
blessing.
there, yeah.
She's so sweet, so
Yes.
sweet, so sweet.
Yes.
Love it, lady.
How is that for you guys with the business promotions, wrestling, Booker still on the road and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
How is that raising children and just maintaining the family status with all of that you guys got going on?
It's been a tough juggling act for me in particular, because I joke that I turn into a human taxi cab, because they have so many activities and all of that. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. I want to audition for this role or that role. But I talk to my sister Elizabeth a lot, and sometimes you just need a sounding board. And I understand and I appreciate and I'm thankful for the stage that I'm in right now in my life. And the stage that I am in right now is mom. Mom and wife, I'm the caretaker pretty much right now. And I understand that, but I appreciate it and love it because I have 2 healthy children and an 86-year-old mother who's healthy. And so everything that she poured into me, I'm pouring into my twins, and they're bigger than I am now. They're 13.
The boy's big. The boy's tall.
Right. He's almost as tall as Booker. He's 13, wears a 13.5 size shoe. He's
Already?
getting up there. Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
He's like,
Yeah.
all right, we can share some shoes then. If I need to get rid of some,
so-
here you go, big boy. Yeah.
But we carve out family time. You have to be intentional. And that's another thing with marriage as well. You have to be intentional. with what you want to do. And I just told my daughter before I left today, I said, okay, we're going to have some fun this summer. My son is at band camp. But I told her, I said, we're going to have some fun this summer. So think about what you want to do. And it doesn't have to be anything big, but we play a lot of games around the house. We play Clue and Scrabble and stuff like that. So family time is very important.
Very, very important. Yeah,
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, man. Yeah, anything, Mike? You want that?
Come on, man, you gonna put me on the spot?
Yes, I'm gonna put you on the spot, bro, because I've been shouldering the load today. Okay.
Okay. I got you. I got you. Just put me on the spot like that. One of my favorite things that of the podcast today that I want to bring up is reality of wrestling. Okay, y'all have a lot of great talent in reality of wrestling.
We do.
The guys and the girls are awesome. I first got my first glimpse of reality of wrestling in 2016. I think the show I went to, it was outside somewhere.
Oh, okay.
It was outside. And matter of fact, that day was a meet and greet with Booker T and Road Warrior Animal.
Yes.
Yes, I took pictures with both.
Was that in Texas City?
I think it
downtown
was,
Texas
yeah,
City?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
That show was amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
When it comes down to reality of wrestling, from where it started to where it is now, the evolution of it, you being there, how does that make you feel seeing the growth and development of the girls and guys at reality of wrestling?
It's kind of, I almost cheer harder for them than I cheer for myself, if that even makes any sense, because it's like there are kids. Absolutely, it's like there are kids. And when Roxanne had her first pay-per-view, and I didn't even tell her, I can't even remember where it was, but I flew out there for the pay-per-view, and I was the first one in line at the merch stand to buy her shirts. And I can't tell you, and I called our staff. I bought one for everybody on staff. I was like, I'm at the front of the line. Tell me your sizes now, right now. And they're like, what are you doing? But the sense of pride, and just what awaits her, and knowing firsthand the opportunities and the doors that are, the travel, the experiences, all of that's waiting for her gives me so much joy. It's like it's watching your kids graduate, It's an amazing feeling. And then to be able to do it over and over and over and over again. And I think it keeps us young. It keeps us going. Because you got to be on your toes with the kids.
Show that picture, Q.
Oh, yeah. I was like, yeah, you got to be like watching the babies go.
Yeah.
It is
The
amazing.
next level. Yeah.
That's it right there.
Yes. Our creation. It is. You see that smile. I mean, that says it all.
Show the next one, Q. And then these are a little bit of a few of the students at Reality of Wrestling Recording, and with Booker T and Kevin Bernhardt, who we have the utmost respect for. He always gives us opportunity and puts us in the door.
Absolutely.
Anything that has anything goes, you guys. So.
All my babies.
Who's that guy on the left right there?
Yeah, that guy. We know him.
Yeah, that little guy on the left there.
Oh, the little guy on the left.
Rudy.
Rudy. Yes.
My favorite.
Yeah, old Rudy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like just bringing in and developing new talent on a kind of, like you said, it's almost like you recycle.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, more importantly, Booker and I are very serious about helping to raise responsible adults, right? Because the truth of the matter is not everybody's going to make it to the WWE.
Yes.
Right.
And we all understand that. But a lot of kids that come to us are your at-risk youth, or they're just looking for a family. They want to belong. You know what I mean? They feel like they don't have a place to go. So we take them in. Kevin Bernhardt was one of our wrestlers, but now he's pretty much running the show. You know, he was one of our students training to be a wrestler. So we teach other things so that kids can stay in that industry if they love it and they don't happen to make it as a professional wrestler, but just helping to teach them how to be a responsible adult. You know, that really makes us proud, you know, because a lot of these kids can go a whole nother direction. So,
One of my favorite things about it, too, of seeing everything from being a wrestling fan and going to relative wrestling, going to the shows, seeing everybody, get to knowing everybody. When you first walk in the building, you just get this presence of, like, great atmosphere, you know. Yeah. Just like a family fun atmosphere when you first walk in there. How, you know, you walk in and you might see the merch tables and how y'all have everything set up with, you know, everybody's different shirts. And speaking of merch, I want to buy Booker T's book. I've been saying I'm going to buy it the last couple months and walk right past
just find
it.
me.
I need to get.
I'm always running around the show. Just find me.
I mean,
because I definitely want to get that into my Booker T collection that I've got going. But just seeing the whole atmosphere of relative wrestling and seeing the students and the different showcases they have, and then finally getting an opportunity to get in the ring and everything like that. I mean, some good guys and girls there, and I'm happy for him. I'm really, really, really happy for him. One of the guys that just really just pop into mind is Jay Knight. You know, we saw him at the student show, and we saw when he got promoted to the next level and stuff like that. And I love what y'all do. I love I still call them pay-per-views. That's what it is to me. You know, I still call them pay-per-views, or how they say now, premium live events. But you can see the excitement, you know, and then it's like you start seeing the repeat fans coming back, like in the same seat. I'm like, dang, can I buy that ticket? Can I get that spot? I want to sit.
That starts at the top too. So once you have like you have Book and Sharmell, they set the tone basically. And it's just it trickles down.
The storylines are great too. The storylines are great. One of my favorite storylines this year was the Danny Limelight and Ryan Davison story. That was, to the T, and it's still going. Danny Limelight is still talking trash. Like, you know, oh my goodness. The storylines have been great. I even looked up some older, because I'm subscribed on YouTube, so I got access to the older shows. Footage, and Abel Andrew Jackson was a fool. Oh my goodness. That man can cut a great promo.
Yes.
You talking about Abel with the braids?
Yeah.
Man, I think it was with the braids, and then I saw when he cut them, like, I had to rewind it, bro. I was like, look at him, look at Abel. Yeah. He can, man, he cut some great promos. But what I was trying to get at was just like, how can you not be invested into relative wrestling with everything that they got going on? Like, it's awesome.
Well, I hope it shows, like, we really do love this. Yes. And we really do love our guys and girls and want them to go as far as they can go. Yes. You know, so
you've seen it. Y'all got the banners around the new Walker, Texas lawyer arena.
Yeah, of all of our graduates.
That's cool. Yeah. Just seeing like how like it's a few names that have come through reality of wrestling that are stars. You got the Usos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Athena's been through there.
Right.
It's
Roxy,
of course.
Yeah.
And it's in the current crop of talent that y'all have there right now. I could see a lot of good things, especially Promise. Promise is
my gosh.
Yeah, Promise is good.
She's amazing.
She's good. She oh man.
She's amazing. I'm
calling it right now.
Yeah, I expect a bright future for her.
She's getting to go. She's getting to go again.
So wait, can I interview y'all for a second?
Come on with it.
Okay.
Sure.
I want to know each of your, and I'm asking this for a reason. I want to know each of your favorite wrestling memory. What's your favorite wrestling memory?
I'll let you go first, bro. Well, WrestleMania 25.
Okay.
Because I was there in the building, and it was I remember the Undertaker Shawn Michaels match.
Mm-hmm.
That I lost my voice during that match. I'll never forget it. And plus, my wife got me a ticket to that show. So that's always going to be one that sticks out to me because I was never expecting to go to a WrestleMania. I was expecting to just be at home watching it until she came and was like, hey, babe, I got you a ticket. She didn't even get one for herself. She just knew I loved wrestling so much that, hey, I'm going to get him a ticket to WrestleMania. You go enjoy yourself. And I had a time. I had a time that day. So that's always going to be one to stick out for me.
Okay.
I don't want it to be cliche, but I don't care. It's the funniest moment ever. Your husband and Stone Cold in the grocery store forever.
Oh my God.
Me watching that, I can literally like grab my phone and just watch that for like 30 minutes to an hour just laughing. But no, that's really my moment. My wrestling moment.
Okay.
For me, oh man, I was a Shawn Michaels baby. I mean, I'm putting on the grocery bags and putting them on like cutting holes in them, and ripping them off and putting them in pants on, and he come out to the ring showboating. Oh man, when it comes to Shawn Michaels, it had to be the match with him and Razor, the ladder match. He had the blue tights on. Okay. Oh man, it was it for me. I was the heartbreak kid.
So I ask y'all that because that's the other part of why we do this. You said you will never forget. So that's a lasting memory that you have from wrestling. You said you could sit up there and watch that footage. Keep on watching it. 30 minutes straight, keep on watching it. You tore up some stuff. And
look, I got pictures. My mom still got pictures of me. I got a little homemade vest. So he come out. I got the belt. I was the heartbreak kid.
So it's memories, right? And we have so much stuff that's going on in the world today, right? Booker and I wanted to create an atmosphere, a place where for 2.5, 3 hours, you can forget about all that, just have some fun, make some memories.
Oh yeah.
So I hope we're doing our job. Y'all keep coming back.
That's the feeling I get when I do into that building over there. I do have. Awesome. I enjoy myself every time. I get as loud as I want to in there and enjoy the show. I've sat next to your mom before. I've made her laugh a couple of times. I was like, I've enjoyed that. So it's just the, like he was saying, the atmosphere that y'all have in that building. It does let you escape. For however long.
For example, too. Y'all have been on camera many of times. I've reposted. I was screenshot and reposting on our page of when La Familia come out there, y'all start talking noise to him, and then every time Mysterious Q came out there, he always told my sign up. I was the guy who he told.
Okay.
That was me.
Yeah.
I think a piece of that sign is still in the old building.
Yeah, because he threw it all he threw it up and it stayed on the roof. It stayed on the roof. So I mean, we always interact and stuff like that. It became a thing. Like every time I knew he was gonna be there, I had to have a sign.
Yep.
I think that's your reality wrestling moment.
Yeah,
your sign flying up.
But see though, what I was trying to get at too with like when I was saying like the evolution of reality of wrestling and everything like that, and the guys and girls with the talent, NXT talent has been coming now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like the fact that they get the opportunity to learn under Booker T and and all the great coaches that's there. To now, we got NXT talent coming in. Promise went against Ivy Niles.
Right.
That was pretty dope. I think Ryan Davidson just went against Lexis King.
Rudy went against Axiom.
Rudy went against Axiom. I think twice, didn't he? Was it twice?
Those good matches.
Yeah.
Charlie Dempsey came in.
Right.
Kenny King came, Matt Cardona came, AJ Francis, him and Josiah John, the Rocket, they tagged that. I bet that was pretty dope for him. That was pretty dope to even watch that.
And Roxy came back recently.
That's right.
She came in. It's just for them to. It's like it's one thing too. I want to be a wrestler. I'm training under Booker T. I'm getting these matches in, and now okay, wait a minute. There's somebody who's been on that main stages here. I want to go pick their brain. I'm a podcaster. I want to go pick their brain, So I can just imagine on the wrestling talent, so that just shows how big reality wrestling is getting. Y'all have had TV deals with the CW. I remember being at work when I was in Beaumont and y'all came on TV. I was done with work that day. I was done. Reality wrestling is on. I'm off right now.
Yeah.
But just this. Who else can say that they got that? If you get what I'm saying, like if I was an aspiring want to be a aspiring wrestler, I mean, I'm probably gonna go to relative wrestling too. You know,
Say that part again.
I'm just
No, and
but
seriously,
but
and so we had Brad on here.
Yeah.
And Brad was just
Okay.
like, how many people can say they got a 2-time Hall of Famer? How many people can say they have a kind of like a state of the art facility, just gym,
Let's
everything
talk
like
about
that?
the new facility, the lights, everything was put together. It kind of get the WWE Performance Center kind of vibe, how it
Right,
looks, but it's
yeah.
also itself. If you get what I'm saying,
Correct.
You know, bro. Again, I'm going back to the talent. I'm sorry for taking over the interview. One of my favorite guys is Eli from Coach Inc. I
Oh
mean, I
my
love Coach
gosh.
Inc. in the total, but
He's
that
incredible,
dude
right?
is-
He's
oh my
incredible.
I
goodness.
praise
Wow.
every time I see him. I can't stop
Dude,
praising that
how
kid.
is he
'cause
not
he-
I
champion
can't
right
just
now?
stop looking at him like, really? Like, how did you do that?
How is he
he's-
not
he's-
champion right now?
He's
have
amazing.
some
I gotta
kind of
put in a
blood on him, but
petition.
he's, like,
You-
I gotta put in a petition. We gotta-
Okay, I'll pass that along.
I'm constantly praising that kid. Every time I see him, no matter where it's at, I'm like, hey man, look, you just keep doing that
Right.
because there's nobody out here doing what you're doing.
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
incredible.
He's like the black Spider-Man of wrestling. Dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
he's just
And he's so young too.
He's,
That's-
Yes.
Exactly.
Right, he's-
exactly.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Just wow, man. Just you know, if I go down the roster right quick, okay, let's talk about it. Ryan Davidson, veteran, seasoned veteran, wealth of knowledge, great guy. Everybody who talks about Ryan Davidson has nothing but great things to say.
Yes.
To see him, and I watch some of the old stuff. You know, again, I'm subscribed. Y'all go subscribe.
Subscribe.
Get y'all subscription to Reality of Wrestling. To see all the stuff he went, you know, wrestled and the feuds he had then, and then like now, he been to Japan, right? It was
Yes,
just, you know,
absolutely.
I want to see. Hey, how was that experience? I can't wait to get him back on the show.
Right.
You know, different things like that.
Persistence with
Should've came to the
Ryan.
show one
Persistence.
Dude,
time. Should've came to the
You know
show
what?
one time,
Look,
man.
I wasn't off that day. Okay. But yeah, just that dude is amazing.
He is.
And then to see how he what's the word? How you reinvent yourself, because he's done that multiple times. You know, I remember when he cut the hair. You know, some of the simple small things. You know, and then he went from what
I just remember him and BK.
he went.
back in
He
the day.
Oh my
he changed the
gosh, right?
name a little
Epic,
bit, but
yeah.
oh yeah, that was
Epic,
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just seeing
Speaking
just-
of
And-
BK,
and also-
Ryan
Yeah,
Kendrick.
just seeing
Speaking
how
of
everybody-
BK,
Ryan Kendrick. Yeah. We forgot
So-
to mention him.
So, how do you feel about his success recently, and you actually being on the ground floor of when it all started?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. One of the things that I love about Ryan, of course, I love the wrestling, solid, right? But you know, I'm huge on entertainment as well, and I always tell Ryan, and I tell the other students, I'm like, study Ryan's facial expressions. He draws you in. You want to know what story he's telling. Study his facial expressions, his body language. And Ryan, kudos to Ryan, because yes, he's a veteran, and he is also so very generous with the younger guys, the younger talent.
Yeah, yes,
You know what I'm saying? He builds them up, lifts them up, and he's really gonna go. I'm really rooting for Ryan.
Yeah, he go.
Yeah,
He's a ring general.
He is.
He's a ring general, and I just see how he interacts not only with the match itself, but with the crowd
Absolutely.
as well.
The
So,
entertainment of it all.
the entertainment
Yes.
part of it. Knows what camera to look at, knows how to sell for
Yep.
other wrestlers as well to make them look good too. That's one of the hardest
He's
parts
brilliant.
I always tell
Yeah.
people in wrestling is how you make somebody
Else
look good.
That's right. That's right.
Just being on a basketball level for me, how do I make my teammates better? I know I can go score 20 points, but how do I make hit to
How do
where
you
he can
lift
score
them up?
10 or 12 or whatever the case may be? So we can
Along
actually-
with your 20.
Correct.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Can we get out there and get that dub? Absolutely.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I said, seeing Ryan from the darker. It was I don't want to say. I'm trying to figure out a nice way to say it, but it's like the olden days of reality of wrestling, because it was a time where it was Ryan Davidson, BK. It was mysterious, a younger mysterious Q.
Follow by. Am I saying it right?
It was. I think it was
Follow
Follow by.
by. Yeah, follow by.
But yeah, and then seeing how everybody, and then the Usos came through, and Athena, and then to now, it's just wild to see, like you saying, it's just wild to see the evolution of reality of wrestling.
We hanging in there.
Oh no, and I'm gonna be there the whole ride.
Good.
Y'all thriving. Like I said, a lot of people, even people that I talk to, like social media wise, is like reality of wrestling is if you're in the Texas area, reality of wrestling is where you want to be at, just because of the atmosphere, you guys' locker room, and also just the type of presentation you guys have. Like no one else is saying that they like their local or any type of wrestling show is on CW or any type of network type thing.
Yeah, we aim for the stars. Yeah. So we shoot for the moon. What is that they say? Shoot for the moon if you land among the stars. But yeah, we treat this like this is the big time, guys. So come on, that's going to get them ready for the big time.
It's always dope seeing when the guys we see at reality wrestling. It's always dope when they make those little small appearances on TV.
That's pretty dope.
Yes,
too.
yeah, right.
You're
cheering for them.
Yeah, because I saw it when I think I don't know if they were in Dallas or they were here. Josiah was on the screen.
Yeah, that was.
I was like Josiah. I was like Jay. I was like, I was like,
yeah. I kept rewinding, and I'm like, look at my baby.
I was excited to see him, I've loved that for reality of wrestling, because now it's like you said, you're teaching them how to get to that moment.
Right, absolutely.
So, that's dope.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Thank you.
Then speaking of reality wrestling, we got to talk about Summer of Champions last year. Sold out crowd, one of the largest crowds.
Wow.
Everybody was out there.
That was the day.
Oh my God. Was I running around like crazy? I'm sure I was.
The social media.
I wanted to see that, but do you need something? Do you need me to grab something for you? Because you were running around like it was just.
I always tell them, you need me to go get some chairs or something. I got you.
I appreciate that. Because you always do. I appreciate y'all for real.
You might as well get us a reality of wrestling shirt.
I know y'all need staff shirts.
I don't mind it. Because we'll be seeing how busy you running, just it's nonstop, and I'm like, yeah, look.
I want to make the experience perfect for our boys and our girls as well as the fans. You know, that's just
what I say. Y'all make the atmosphere for the fans a great atmosphere.
It's a family. It's a family
to
atmosphere.
enjoy the show.
Yeah,
we can sit there, like you said, just to escape for that little moment and sit there and enjoy that show, and y'all deliver pretty much every time.
And we got we had great highlights.
Yeah.
Of just all the matches there. We have great highlights, and they're doing some great numbers on YouTube and hashtag Row Nation just been going crazy. What I was trying to get at with Summer of Champions last year, and how did that make you feel seeing the number of fans there at that event? How did that make you feel? Like, it's like reality wrestling being your baby. How did that make you feel?
That was one of the nights I really wanted to cry tears of joy, right? Because we came out of pocket for another huge expense, because we said we want our guys and girls to really, really feel like superstars. So we got our LED board, right? You know, those things are expensive. So we put the LED board up, and that was more so what I was focused on, because I was like, please let this thing work. Let it not fall. You know what I mean? That, and the other. It wasn't until midway through the show, I was able to actually stop for a second, because I was running around, and look around and say, wait a minute. We did this. We must be doing something right, because this house is packed.
Yes.
Yeah. Standing room.
So it just really was a feeling of accomplishment, and it always lets us know we're on the right path. And, you know, again, we're doing this because we don't need an LED board. We're doing this to make the boys and girls feel you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it just lets us know we're not doing this. It's not all for naught, you know? So it just makes me feel really, really good. I'm just happy. I'm blessed.
Yeah, that was my son's first. That was my son's first wrestling show. My oldest son's first wrestling show.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was
Trick Williams was there, right?
What a night.
That was Trick.
I got his autograph. I got the picture.
Talk about charisma, right?
Yeah, man.
That's somebody who just has it.
Yeah,
it's like he could stand in the room and take over.
He just has it. Yeah.
Alicia Fox was there.
Yeah.
I got to meet one of the This referee will go down in history as everybody hates Nick Patrick. I got to meet and talk
Nick
to him.
That was
Patrick.
cool. Seeing,
Yeah,
that was cool.
That
That
was
was
seeing
cool.
that,
The 3 count, the quick 3 count.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
The
man.
nostalgia,
Yep.
I mean that was a real dope experience, man. That I'm ready to see what this year's Summer of Champions is going to be.
Me too. They haven't told me yet.
How they get by her?
Right. Oh goodness.
And then, go ahead.
I did want to ask you one question though. Out of all the superstars you done work with, even your husband included, I'm gonna exclude your husband out of this. Who was the most memorable to work with?
The most memorable for me was Undertaker. And, you know, it's because of the living legend that he is. And it's different when you're sitting there watching somebody on TV or even if you are watching them in the arena. But with me, something happened the first time Booker worked Undertaker and I was on the apron. And I'm sitting there, like, I became instant fan. You know what I mean? Like, and then when you see the lights go out, and then it just was so overwhelming because you realize the effect that these people, like Undertaker, my husband, you know, Stone Cold, that they have on people. You know? And then just the fact to know that I know that he's a great guy, a great human being. I fangirled out for a minute, just kind of lost it for a minute. But that probably was one of my favorite moments. Again, I'm always in awe of the fact that I have been blessed to just really be in the presence of greatness so many times. Yeah.
I'm Undertaker.
No, but they say they a lot of people do say that he is very giving.
He is.
Yeah.
He's very giving. It definitely gives back to the business way more than probably people could even imagine.
Right.
Another thing I do have to ask you. So we don't see him a lot. Stevie Ray.
Yeah.
How as your brother-in-law, how is he? Because just looking at him and Booker, like you said, Booker's very silly.
Yes.
I can imagine them two together would just be hilarious. You guys have hilarious moments.
They are. Now, unfortunately, we don't get to see Stevie as much because we are always on the go.
Yep.
You know, and then when we're not on the go, it's like, you know, the four of us, well, the five of us, my mom included, and we're kind of just hunkered in the house. But anytime there's a family event or whatever, it's just complete nonsense. Complete nonsense.
Imagine, because I follow his show on YouTube. Subscribe to that too, so y'all go subscribe to his channel as well. He talks plenty of noise on there.
Yeah.
Him and Sonny Ono, they talk.
What you mean?
He talk.
We watched him as Harlem
I
Heat.
know, but I'm saying,
Right.
I'm saying like
They talk a
I
lot of
know
noise.
he
Out
he
talking
talk a lot.
noise.
I mean, oh my
No
goodness,
microphone, nothing.
because I know one time I asked him about the Ebony experience when it was there, and I asked him, I was like, man, you got any favorite memories of that? And he was like, I ain't worried about that. I was like, all right, next question. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But I thought that was pretty cool though, because I remember my dad telling me he was watching them here in Houston off Tidwell somewhere. Earlier I showed you that picture.
Right.
I think I hope I get the name right. I think Stevie Ray at that time was the Night Breeder or something, or the somewhat.
Super Collider.
There we go.
Yeah.
Super Collider. There we
Yeah.
go. Super Collider. Yeah. Super Collider. Yeah. So yeah, he one of my dad's favorites too.
I can only imagine. Of course, you know, I didn't know either one of them back then, but coming up with your real life brother, you know, like that, and breaking barriers, especially as African Americans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember Raise the Roof era?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. When he
Yeah.
had the white pants with the flames on them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Now
I was
that
raising
was
the roof.
that book was on a
I was
different
raising
level
the-
right there. The matches he was that little best of 7 series
Oh,
he was
yeah,
having
yeah,
and everything.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Hell of a
you know,
drop
was
kick.
different.
The drop
Yes,
kick, the
yeah.
finish of the drop kick off the top
Oh
rope.
yeah,
Yeah.
the missile
And then
drop kick.
then the Harlem hangover.
Yep.
So this is what I want to ask too. I was thinking about it. So do you have a favorite Booker T moment of him being on screen? Because my favorite is with him and Goldust. So, do you have a favorite moment?
I think I agree. The grocery store
grocery
is
store.
is my favorite, but
Yeah.
he had so many. The Gold Dust segments were brilliant.
Yes.
The Stone Cold ones, even with the bingo hall and the
bingo.
nuns
The
and
nuns.
all, like I mean,
yeah.
it's just ridiculousness. But yeah, I think mine definitely is the grocery store. Yeah.
So I will jump into this. How does it feel when you got the call to be a Hall of Famer?
Wow. I think I'm still in shock about that, because it wasn't even anything I was looking for or expecting. You know what I'm saying? It really was a surprise. When Booker got the calls, no surprise to me, right? Yes, but it's crazy because they called Booker. We just happened to be in the kitchen. We were cooking in the kitchen, and they called Booker, and I saw Booker's face, and he was like, his facial expression just changed. And and I'm over there like, what? What?
Concerned.
Because his face kept going,
Okay.
yeah. And so then he was like, well, here she is. And he handed me the phone. And I hear Johnny Ace and Bruce Pritchard, and my mouth just dropped.
Yeah.
It really did. And then it's crazy because they were like, hello? and I couldn't answer because my mouth still was just hanging open. But I was so grateful, and I'm more so grateful because to be able to portray a queen in wrestling, and then we've never seen an African American queen in wrestling. It just just to be able to be a role model and an inspiration, that's always been important to me. So I was super happy, and also part of it, the fact that Booker and I put so much into training the next generation. So, I know all of that kind of goes into it, but it really was validating, and I'm super thankful for it. And I know my speech was good, so I'm happy about that.
That was one of my favorite Hall of Fame moments ever from the history of Hall of Fame.
Thank you.
Look, I know y'all gonna make fun of me, but
We will later, but go
it's
ahead.
whatever. Whatever. Me and my wife was watching it. She's like, "You about to cry?" I was like,
Oh,
I was like, man, this is. I mean, I watch
grew
her.
up.
You know what I'm saying? You grew up. You know. I was like, man, this is
Understand.
amazing. I was like, to see this, I was like, man, yeah. So I had a couple tears.
oh well,
Nah,
good.
that's understandable.
That's
Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah.
So-
So, like
Yeah.
she said, she was inspiring the future.
It was awesome.
You know what I'm saying?
The whole speech, the dress was phenomenal.
Thank you. Thank you.
It was. I had tears.
Well
Real
deserved.
tears.
you.
Well
Well
deserved.
deserved.
Well deserved.
Thank you so much.
Speaking of well deserved,
Oh yeah.
here at the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast, we would like to present you with something.
Oh my goodness,
Oh, he got it.
Yeah,
he got it.
I get something
Yeah.
too.
This
Oh
right
yeah,
here
yeah.
is in honor of your legacy. This is the Big Propaganda Wrestling Podcast Network Legacy Award.
Oh my goodness.
And this is presented proudly to you is in honor of your legacy and commitment to professional wrestling inside and outside of the ring. We recognize your leadership, determination, dedication to the values of professional wrestling.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
And I'm gonna hit her with a "You deserve it. You
Oh
deserve
my
it."
gosh. Thank you. I love
You're
it.
welcome. You are truly
I
welcome.
love it.
We just have to give you your flowers, and we just want to just say thank you for everything you have done, because we've seen it. Yes, we've seen you on TV. We see your reality of wrestling, but we can see the change that you're bringing to people's lives, and we just want to
Appreciate
honor
that.
you in that. And
I appreciate that.
Flowers.
Yeah,
We have to give it to you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
and not wait till it's too late.
Thank you. This is awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
So, guys, got any more questions before we wrap this thing up?
No, me personally, I've look. The fact that I'm sitting next to her, that's enough for me. That's enough for me right now.
You did say that.
I just want to elaborate on just saying thank you again for the opportunity. We really appreciate everything that you do. This has been an amazing experience, and it's just kind of giving us a little bit of more of motivation and to do better, get better, and really get our mark on where we want to be at as a whole. And because we all friends, we cool, we love professional wrestling. Our goal is to get bigger and better. We just want to say thank you for the motivation and
Opportunity.
No, keep on at it.
Thank y'all for
keep
being
at
y'all.
Yes,
We appreciate y'all.
yes,
Every
'cause
show is always a good time.
Thank
every
you.
time it
Yeah.
is. And I'm trying not to fanboy out, but I'm just happy. Like,
If you want to cry, you can cry, bro. I understand.
So
You
we
know,
not
it's
gonna-
like
like telling y'all
We
nothing.
won't do it this time. We won't fun of you this time, man.
Nah,
I'll let you have it today.
In all seriousness, though, it's like when you, it's just amazing. Y'all have to see what we see. We see her in reality wrestling. She's everywhere.
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 And the last one I
Everywhere.
could building pretty almost every time.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
She's
So we.
Are you
we
laughing
see
at
it.
me?
No, funny story about that. This interview came about with me chasing her. She's like, walk with me, talk to me. I got to.
Yeah, I'm like, just follow me. I gotta go. Come on.
So we started. Yeah, this is how. So she's always on the go. That's why I say I have much respect for this woman because, well, if you don't see it, she is I would want to say she is the pulse, the lifeline of what goes on at reality wrestling because she is always here, there, and everywhere, and always making sure everybody shines and be in the right position at the right time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, too, before we got here, because we had conversations about it, but I want to know how you feel about it. How did you feel about the first ever reality of wrestling Road Games?
Oh my gosh. That was incredible. It's just an idea Booker had, and much like most of his ideas, he's like, okay, make it happen. Then we got to run around and make it happen. But just to see the turnout was amazing, and we're ready to do it bigger and better next time. So, yeah, that was super fun. Most of our guys participated. We had some people come from Washington State and from other places, other states around the country. So I'm sure we'll have even more participation next time now that people know what it is, you know, and they see a little taste of it. But we have a lot of ideas like that. So look for so much more from Reality of Wrestling in the future. We're going to grow and expand, just like I know y'all are. So, yeah.
Can't wait.
I might do it next time. Y'all know.
Come on, yeah.
I'm gonna just hold the camera, okay?
Appreciate it. I needed somebody.
Yeah, and I'll be the best
Yeah.
friend to support. You already know I'm gonna support you, my G, all the time, man.
But now, man, we had a great show, great episode.
We
Once again,
appreciate you.
we
Great.
appreciate you. We
Appreciate y'all. Yeah, thank you.
I'm a bow since y'all didn't bow the first.
I didn't do it before.
We
but you
bow
already
now.
know
Well,
every
thank
time.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
every
you.
time.
And y'all know what time it is, man. Don't watch me, watch Dynamite TV, Guru Dynamite in the building.
And once again, you already know my name, man. It's the Beige Bomber, the Petty Messiah, your boy Corey Jarrett in the building.
And yeah, you already know who I am. Mikey Man, sort of facts. I am the wrestling meteorologist. You know, you see, we bringing that heat every week. So, with that being said, man,
Once again, Queen, we thank you.
Thank you so much.
Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe when
Yes.
y'all see this. Follow the page if you haven't.
Big Propaganda Wrestling on YouTube.
There we go.
Yeah.
Big Propaganda Wrestling on Instagram.
Facebook,
all your social medias.
Spotify,
All your
Apple
social medias.
Podcasts. Shout out to y'all. There's Tag Champs Podcast.
Yeah, don't forget
when we
about
come
the A
together,
Show.
We all Big Propaganda. Then Zello not here right now. We do shots and chops, but hey, we just got to give it. We got to.
Absolutely. And don't forget
That's
about
right.
and don't
Promote
forget about Reality of Wrestling.
Yes.
Make sure y'all
Yes.
follow them all on social media. What is it? ROW Wrestling on Twitter, Reality of Wrestling on Instagram. Make sure you find them on YouTube. Subscribe. Make sure you go back and watch all the old episodes.
Get that
too.
subscription.
Yeah, get the subscription.
That's right.
And
Catch that next show, Power Shift.
yeah, there we go.
Yeah, man, just tap in, man. Tap into everything that reality wrestling has going on. It's a great experience.
And once again, thank you to the Hall of Famer,
Yes.
Miss Queen Sharmell. Thank y'all for joining the show.
Yeah. Y'all, hey,
Yeah,
y'all don't
yeah,
forget. Y'all down with the PWO?
You down
For life.
The king of solar screen.
Ballistic Barrier Products.
Two companies,
One goal, you.
For almost 20 years, we have led the industry in providing an American-made product that's not only safe, but dependable.
And now Ballistic Barrier has curtains for walls, doors, and windows.
A window covering that saves lives and deters active shooters.
A shade to prevent more harm to our schools, our churches, our offices, our homes. With its Kevlar core, you can rest assured that safety is in front of you.